Hey everybody, my name is Kenneth and I just got home from the gym. If you've never seen me before, I teach my 218,000 TikTok followers how to trade, invest, and live below their means. And last night I saw a TikTok video that stopped me dead in my tracks and I wanted to come on YouTube and talk about it. In the video, the guy says that if you spend $6 every single day at Starbucks, every single day, 7 days a week, it's $2,190 per year. And you know what? That's not enough for a mortgage, so live your life. You only live once, drink the coffee. That's the part that stopped me. You only live once, drink the coffee. That's the advice we're giving now. Life is short, drink the latte. And I'm convinced that this whole line of I deserve a little treat every day at Starbucks, or Starbucks is the one thing that I look forward to in my day-to-day life, I am convinced that that is a guerrilla marketing tactic and Starbucks is behind it to make you part with your last $6 to give your money to a mega corporation for a shitty latte in return. And you know what? The sad thing is, it works. Because in that video, everyone was saying Starbucks is the one thing I have. Starbucks, it's the only thing I like. It's my daily treat, my daily reward. I can't live without it. I have to have it. And that made me sad. That's what made me sad. Because given the choice between $2,190 per year on very mediocre coffee or $2,190 into an S&P 500 index fund every single year, I'm picking that investment portfolio. Now, the common notion that skipping your lattes at Starbucks is the key to home ownership is a bunch of boomer bullshit. And we all know this. We all know this by now. But it might be the reason that you can't start investing. Now, at first glance, $2,190 might not seem like a lot. And you know why? That's because it's not. However, if you put that money, and I'm going to show you, it's going to be on the screen right here somewhere. If you took $2,190 per year and put that money into an S&P 500 index fund for 30 years with an average rate of return of 9%, and I say average because people in the comments love to say, not every year. Well, that's why we use the word average. This is what you'd end up with. It's around $350,000. Now, $350,000, not enough. Did you hear that? Someone just started their car outside. How rude. That's not even enough to retire, $350,000. But it is a starting point. Now, if you say, you know what, I'd still rather have the coffee, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to your local Walmart or your local hardware store and find the elderly person who's working there for minimum wage. Do you think that they're working there because they're bored and they need something to do? No. They're working there because they never invested. Now, you're not going to do this for real. But if you were to go up to them and say, hey, would $350,000 be life-changing to you? It would make the world of difference for them. Even if it wasn't enough for them to retire, it would still somehow change their life. Maybe they could work a little less, maybe they could travel a little bit more, but I guarantee you that they would love to have it. I've never met an old person who regretted investing too much. The crucial shift here, though, is the mindset. And you might say, hey, you know, it's small. It's $5, it's $2,000, whatever it is. I can only afford $10 a month, whatever. Don't let the small starting amount discourage you. Don't let it turn you off. Every single share matters. And dismissing $5 because it's insignificant misses the point entirely. It's about changing the way that you perceive spending. That's what's going on here. Understanding that excessive spending, even on seemingly minor purchases, adds up to quite a lot. This is just $2,190 is just on Starbucks. Don't even get me started on avocado toast. I'm kidding. I recently switched because I'm always looking for ways to cut back from ground beef to ground turkey. You know how much it saves me every week? $3, depending on how much I buy, maybe $6. It's not a lot, but I understand all these little expenses add up. Now, the common response is that if I cut out everything I like, I'm going to be miserable all the time. But the question I think we need to be asking ourselves is why are mediocre lattes from a mega corporation our only source of joy? I can't answer that for you, but we should all be wondering. We should all be asking ourselves why buying a coffee is our only source of joy and what we can do to fix it. Go on walks, read books. All these things are free. I do that. I go on walks. We go on walks. I try to go daily. Different neighborhoods, look around, say hi to dogs. Find little things that bring you joy in your day-to-day life other than buying a crappy latte. All that being said, I advocate for the cutting back approach instead of the cutting out approach. So instead of saying I'm not going to buy ground beef anymore, I'm not gonna eat it. I look for ways I can cut back, like turkey, ground turkey, a little cheaper. Elimination isn't sustainable in finance, in fitness, in any way in life. Cutting out everything is not sustainable. So for you, if going to Starbucks is something that really genuinely brings you joy and you love it, make it at home more often than not and go out every once in a while. Then it becomes a real treat. If you're getting it every day, how much of a treat can that be? And redirect that money, all the saved money, into an index fund. Another thing that we did recently was cutting back on our Hulu account. We didn't eliminate Hulu. We like Hulu, we watch Hulu, but I think $18 a month. And we said, they're offering ad-supported, $7.99 a month. That's a significant savings. On its own, not a whole lot. But when you add in all the other things, money starts adding up and you can have more and more and more to invest. And the more you invest, the sooner you can retire. Now, you might be saying, hey, these small contributions, they're not substantial. But that's the beauty of it. Don't write it off when people say $5 is nothing. Don't even bother doing it. It's nothing. It's nothing. No one's going to retire on one share. No one's going to retire on $5 at a time. We can all agree there. But it motivates you. That's the beauty of it. It motivates you. See, the more we buy, the more we're tied to the very system we hate. Investing liberates us from the jobs that we hate and shields us from the bombardment of advertisements. So when you switch to Hulu with ads, tune out the ads. But it shields us from advertising traps which promise a better life if you just buy their car. If you can, overinvest. If you can. It only means one thing, which is an earlier retirement. Freedom from the job you hate. And if not, start small. Start with $5. Is it significant? No. Will you be able to retire off of it? Probably not. But the most important thing of all is that it signifies a shift from the consumer mindset to the investor mindset. So one day soon, you're going to be at the store and you're going to be looking at a pair of shoes. Let's say this is a pair of shoes. It's $100. And instead of saying, oh, these shoes are going to make me cool, or I'm going to feel so important with these shoes, the first thing that's going to come into your mind is $100. Do I really need these? Or would I rather invest the $100?